Hello, everyone, and welcome to another bite-sized battle report where we focus on the tactics of the game, not just the dice rolls. In today's battle, we have Jack's Hypercrypt versus my World Eaters. Hello there, Jack.
Hello, Ed.
Hello, hello, hello. We are going to be playing Search and Destroy, Bird of Trust, and Prepare missions. This is UKTC Mission 4. We have the board set up today with the new-ish terrain back from them. It's something that we all like. And yeah, so let's get on to the armies. So today I have 2 units of 3 8-bound, 3 units of 6 Exalted 8-bound, which are going to be the big heavy hitters. And we have 10 Jackals, which are going to be my backfield objective holders, and the Sticky Boys. And we have 2 Forgefiends, both with 3 of the plasmas. They're going to be doing battle shocks galore. And the main man himself, he's brought his little friends with him. We've got Angron. He's going to be here to beat up some Necrons.
Okay, so for my Hypercrypt Necrons, I've got three models in this unit of Locust Heavy Destroyers with N Mythic Exterminators. I've got 3 destroyers with Ghost Destructors for some anti-tank shenanigans. I've got 10 Flayed Ones, a nice big infiltrating unit. Maybe can chop up a few bits. They may have their work cut out for them with World Eaters though. I've got 2 units of Immortals, 1 10, 1 5, both armed with Tesla carbines. I've got 2 units of 5 Deathmarks for some extra teleporting shenanigans within my Hypercrypt. I have a unit of 6 Scorpec Destroyers for a little bit of combat punch. I've got a Triax Stalker for some deep striking melter and scouting action. And I've got a unit of 3 Tomb Blades armed with Particle Casters and Shadow Looms. And we do have the big boy, the classic Monolith here, just to really enable some of the strats in Hypercrypt and because it looks awesome. In terms of characters here today, I've got Imhotep the Stormlord as my Warlord. I've got a Hexmark Destroyer with the Dimensional Overseer enhancement. I've got the Destroyer Lord with Resurrection Orb and the Arisen Tyrant enhancement. Arisen Tyrant, that's right. We've got a Chronomancer with the Osteoclave Fulcrum enhancement, and we've got a Scorpec Lord to go with my Scorpecs.
Hello guys, so I'm gone, I've deployed, so I've got all my army down, all of the bases are coloured so you can see which one's which. So I've basically got 2 units of 3 8-bound here at the front. They're basically sat there to basically make him try and block them off with something, because they've got their scout move and then they can advance and charge potentially my turn. And then we've got 6 8-bound, 6 8-bound, both on the right flank, and then another 6 8-bound on the left flank with the Forge Fiend. And then Angron sort of sat pretty much in the middle where he can threaten anywhere in the middle where he wants. And then I've got the other Forge Fiend on the right to try and push some angles. Maybe if the destroyers come down to try and shoot me, I can shoot them back. The Jackals are at the back, they just trying to get a sticky and all that good stuff. And yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. I've basically tried to spread out a little bit, but not too much. I do want to try and focus on like the middle objective and the objective to my right, because those are the 2 objectives that I think I can try and screen out some of the angles from this area, because as I said, because this gap is really small. So that's my plan. Whether it'll work or not, we will find out, but that is the plan.
Okay, and this is my deployment. I try to be pretty conservative here, obviously because I have a lot of extra mobility from Hypercrypt. I don't want to be too far forward and get any nasty charge from the 8-bound. I want to try and limit that as much as possible, so I've sat pretty far back. We've got the Flayed Ones here to block some scouts and some move here, hopefully, as well. And hopefully that'll slow Ed down enough that he's not just going to take me off too quickly. So yeah, I have managed to get first turn, so I will be able to go up and sort of move block a little bit more. So that's pretty good. But yeah, let's see how we get on. I've got some stuff here to do the some tactical objectives as they come up. But yeah, that's it. Right, let's crack on. Okay, so I've drawn Engage on all fronts and Assassination, and I got to 2 CP thanks to Imhotep. Okay, so here we are at the end of Necron turn 1. Pretty cagey. We've just sort of scouted and moved the Triumph Stalker up to here, and the Tomb Blades up to here. Both rolling a 1 on their advance for these guys, and a 1 on the advance for the Flayed Ones. So they move forward, tried to do some more move blocking. Tried to score some Engage over here with these 2 units. And we're just going to discard Assassination because there's not really anything we can score on the first turn. It's too likely, I think, to score another dud on the first turn if I try to re-roll, so we'll just we'll keep that in hand for now. But yeah, that's Necron turn 1, 2 points for engage, and that'll be it. Okay, so Ed has drawn extend battle lines and containment, so that's the 311 points.
Hey guys, so this is the end of my turn. I got containment, so my 2 forgefiends just came out under the containment because there wasn't much to shoot anyway. And then extend, I've just pushed on. I pushed onto 2 of the primary, killed the screens in the middle, and sort of tried to commit to one side with the 12 8-bound, and commit to another side with 9 8-bound with a forgefiend and a forgefiend on each side. Unit of 8-bound in the middle just to sort of respond to whatever happens next. And I've chosen Feel No Pain and the +2 move this turn to try and survive the oncoming storm for what's coming at me. So hopefully we're just gonna see if I can survive. I stick at this primary. I'll put a unit over it so they can't land within 3, and then that's pretty much it. So then we're gonna go on to Jack's turn 2 and see what he comes back to me with.
Okay, so we are back at the end of Necron turn 2. We were able to pick up the Monolith, the Heavy Destroyers, the Immortals, and the Heavy Destroyers here. Brought them all down over here. The Monolith 3-inch deep struck, and then everything else went 9 inches. The Immortals were able to shoot this unit of 8-bound that were here, and then moved on to the objective. The Enmitics were able to finish them off. The Destroyers and the Monolith all both shot the Forgefiend, but there's some heroic 5-up saves, and the Forgefiend was able to live, denying me bring it down. And then the Monolith used its Eternity Gate ability to pull through the Scorpex from over here, and we used spend 2 CP for Dimensional Corridor to let them charge, and then that allowed them to take out the 6 Exotic 8-bound that were here, and then tag the Forgefiend so it can't move at least and shoot next turn. So that's pretty good. But we did fail to score any secondary points this turn, and 0 primary as well. So it's looking a bit precarious, even though we're killing stuff. But yeah, it could come. So it's all down to scoring now.
So this time I'm gonna get recover assets, and behind enemy lines. Behind enemy lines, things possible. Recover assets. That's the one I have to survive for, isn't it?
Yeah.
We don't like that too much. I think I've got a pretty good secondary lead already, so I could just discard that for a CP, which wouldn't be terrible. So yeah, I think we're going to keep behind enemy lines, or do we try and go for the lead? Yeah, I think I'm going to discard. Actually, I'm going to discard recover assets and try and draw something better for a CP. No prisoners. That's fine. Okay, guys. So, end of my movement. I've left the Forgefiend in combat because I think only 3 or 4 are probably going to attack me here. I'm just going to hope I survive, because it means that if he stays in combat, then the 8-bound will be able to jump off over here and try and charge the Immortals and do some damage to them, or tag them, or just be annoying in general. And then I've moved these guys up. These guys are on a 6 for advance. They've come up with a 7 or 8 inch charge into the 8 inch charge into the Immortals at the back. And then Angron's just sat in the middle, trying to give them a +1, and the Exalted 8-bound have just come out to try and deal with the Triarchs, to try and really bully this objective. And yeah, I'm going to try and have 6 Exalted on his home, ideally, and then it kills one of his scoring pieces as well, and then they're just there, they're annoying, and then he has to basically commit something to get rid of them. Or, he might have to bring the Monolith back over, or whichever he has to do. But yeah, so that's pretty much what we're trying to do this time. And yeah, let's see how it goes. Hello guys, so end of the turn, I failed 1 charge, which is my little 3 8-bound unit, but that happens. You're gonna fail a charge at some point. But the 8-bound made it, went in, killed Imhotep and his boys. And then Angron killed this Triarch thing, and the Exalted looked like they were helping out. But yeah, it basically leaves me. I've taken this home. Not that it helps too much on this objective, but it does mean he can't guard that anymore, which isn't too bad. But the reason that I did that is that he has to, respond to it. So in my turn, I'm going to be able to try and get a new Blessings of Corn. If I get my fight on death this turn, it could make it really awkward for his dudes to engage. So yeah, we'll see how it all goes. Cool. And yeah, and my secondaries, I've got no prisoners for 5 for Imhotep, the unit of 5 Immortals, and the Triarch. And then the primary lines, the Exalted made it there, so it was a 3 points there. So, and I got my 4 primary. So end of my turn, it's 33 to 14, and it's on to Jack's turn 3.
Okay, so end of Necron turn 3 movement. Units that went up was the Monolith, the Heavy Destroyers, the Immortals over here in the corner, and the Heavy Destroyers over here with the Ghost Destructors. So these ones have got a shot on Angron. The Monolith here has come down the middle, some shots on the Eightbound. We've got some death marks here to do containment. Didn't have a good place to put the Locust Heavy Destroyers over here, so they're going to come do a containment. And then hopefully the Scorpex are going to take out these exotic 8-bounds. I couldn't get any kind of line of sight or anything on these 8-bound because of the way that they were sat. So yeah, so I have to leave them for a turn, but hopefully I can get a consolation prize of Ed's home objective. So yeah, so we'll have to see how that goes. Okay, so end of Necron turn 3. We were able to destroy the 3 exalted here. They did fight on death, both of them, and killed 2 Hexmark. Two Scorpex in Vengeance. We were able to do 6 wounds to Angron here with the Locust Destroyers, and the Monolith had a great shooting phase and killed 4 of the exalted 8-bound that were on this objective, so that's pretty good. And then we had some containments going on, so yeah, that's all good. Oh, and of course the Immortals over here were able to take out the Jackals and move on to that objective. So yeah, that was also pretty good for them. Okay, so Necron scoring, we got a 4th primary that turn, 6 for containment, and a 4 for behind enemy lines.
Okay, so this time I got engage and sabotage. Sabotage isn't great, and engage isn't great for me either. But yeah, let's see how it goes. see if I can wrangle myself 2 points to engage.
Go.
Hello. So this was a whiffy turn, guys. This is real bad. I failed a charge into the destroyers. The forgefiends sat there to do sabotage. These guys have just maneuvered themselves in a way to just guard and get primary for me. Angron went into the Monolith, got 3 wounds through them, rolled 2 1s for damage. So yeah, didn't do a lot. It'll heal in its turn, and Angron will probably die. But yeah, that's pretty much where we're at, guys. Yeah, see how it goes.
Okay, so start of the Necron turn 4. We've got at the end of turn 3, we decided to take a secret mission because we are behind on primary. Ed's already worked out what I've taken, so I'm not going to keep it secret. Not from you either. It's War of Attrition, so I've got to have a battle line unit in my opponent's deployment zone, and the opponent has to have no battle line on the board. So hopefully I can get that one done. But then we were able to get a nice big turn of primary because we held 3 objectives not in my deployment zone and guarded 1, so we got 14. And then we have drawn Sabotage and Cleanse. So yeah, it was a good catch-up of score for this turn. Let's see how it goes. Okay, so end of Necron's turn 4 movement. Mod stay where it is, the Locust stay where it is. The Immortals over here have kind of just moved over a little bit so they can sabotage this terrain piece. The Hexmarker's coming over here, he's going to do a cleanse. Our Scorpex are coming over here to try and deal with Angron. Death Marks, they got a 1 into a 1 for their advance and couldn't make it to the objective. And then we've 3-inch deep struck the Locusts and Mythic Destroyers over here to try and whittle down these 8-bound as best we can. But yeah, that's it for movement. Let's see how we get on with the rest of the turn. Okay, so end of Necron turn 4. We were able to kill 3 of the 8-bound in this unit with the Mythics. That's pretty good. Angron went down to the Death Lasers from the Monolith, and then we killed 1 of the 8-bound here. So this Fortrine has finished his Sabotage, so that's points for Ed. And we've got a Cleanse completed here and a Sabotage going on this piece of terrain right here. So yeah, it's end of Necron's turn 4.
Okay, guys. So this is very quick. I basically moved this 1 8-bound out to try and deal some death marks, and I shoot them first, then charge them in to try and activate a blood roll. Then the Fortune's going to try and tag those dudes. These 3 dudes have ran off to try and kill these guys, just because I need to tag them to keep them busy or something. Yeah, pretty much that's where we're at. So let's go on to the shooting/charge phase. So, end of the turn, guys. I've got the 3 8-bound bounced again. Killed 1 dude. And then over here, these guys just charged and tagged as the plan was. This guy failed his charge, unfortunately. So, that's where we are. And then that's it on my turn. Okay, I don't get any second points again. I'll have to discard both, because I don't think I'm going to get either of them. I'll discard both for a CP. And then I'll pass it on to Jack.
Okay, so end of Necron's turn at 5. So the Monolith has come down here to try and get rid of the Exalted. The Scorpex have moved up. Locusts have moved forward to try and get rid of these guys. And I'm going to try and get rid of these guys as well. And then, unfortunately, Angron did come back with the on the reroll for the 666. And he rapid ingressed into this point, which is really unfortunate because it's very likely to deny me the secret mission at this point. Which that could swing the game in coming back there. So we'll have to see how it goes. The end of my turn.
Cool. Right, so I've just finished my movement phase. Angron just moved up to try and kill some immortals. The forgefiend has stayed in combat because can't quite reach that objective, so just going to try and shoot them and shoot out of combat, maybe kill something, but it doesn't really matter at this stage. I'm just going for kills and having some fun. Yeah, see how it goes. So, end of my turn. Angron did not kill the immortals. He rolled fine. Jack just rolled 5s like an animal.
Yeah.
It is what it is. And yeah, so he did manage to take that. So, and the forgefiend here was just a little bit of a slapfest, so we didn't really do much with him. And yeah, let's go and look at the end game scores.
Okay, so that is the end of the game. Thankfully, due to my mortals being absolute heroes and passing a bunch of 5-up saves, I was able to score my secret mission, which is War of Attrition, which just involves having no battle line on the board for Ed and a 1 in his deployment zone for me or more. I was able to get that, so kind of got away with that. Yeah, that was a pretty interesting game. I think there's a couple of things to think about there. So the first one is I'm sure there are lots of people making comments about it, but I did make a mistake on my turn 2 when I brought when I used the Dimensional Corridor stratagem on the Scorpex. Wasn't about to do that because the Monolith didn't start the game on the board. I don't think we talked about it, and we don't think that that's going to make too much of a difference to the game because the Scorpex still could have got a charge if they just walked and then just put all the shooting into the other unit, and it all works out basically the same. So it is what it is. It's not that big of a deal. But it's something to keep in mind for the future. It's not really something that it's not a strategy I can use in the future. In terms of gameplay, I think I got a couple of really lucky turns for me. A couple of charges that Ed failed across the game really helped me out quite a lot. And I think I think that gave me a lot of openings. And I think I'm pretty happy with the way I was able to sort of take one flank and sort of clean it up and then move on towards the units on the other side. I think that worked quite well. Doing a secret mission was really cool as well. I think I got really lucky to score it in the end. So I'm not sure if that was the right choice in the end. Against World Eaters, that was pretty spicy. But yeah, other than that, I'm pretty happy with Hypercryt. There's definitely a lot of stuff to improve on, but yeah, it's very fun. I have a lot of options, a lot of things that I'm able to do, so that's pretty cool.
So lost that one. So effectively, guys, the start of the game plan was to sort of try and overwhelm one side of the board and then push my way around to get onto his primary, so I could actually start holding. Because holding a primary in his backfield is actually one of the easiest ways to do it. Because it's something that forces him to do a 3-inch deep strike. But there was just a couple of things that went wrong. Like there was a charge here that meant I couldn't sort of start chipping away at something and tag something else, and like the charge over bar the 3-man 8-bound change failing their charge wasn't great. The 8-bound here failing his charge into the death mark wasn't great. It was there's a few bad moments for me. Also there was moments where Jack's shooting went off and just like a Monolith shooting some death rays killed 4 8-bound. That wasn't ideal. But yeah, overall, and also the forgefiend over on the left dying to 3 or 4 Scorpex was a bit wild. I didn't expect that. But that is what it is. But Angron came back. That was fun. He came back and he went off, tried to deny a secret mission. I think that was probably that was my best chance to try and keep it close, because that would have made it a draw dead on. Because he'd dropped 20 points and it would have been a 61-61, which would have been interesting. I just failed a lot of charges, which made it really hard to just claw back points. But if I scored like one more secondary point and Angron kills that unit, I actually win. So even though it was an 81-61, it was a lot closer than the score sort of would hint it to be. Especially if Angron did his thing, it would have been fine. But Angron did not do his thing. He came back. I'll give him that. He might have just been a bit like tired from waking up or something from the warp. But yeah, that's my breakdown of it anyway. Well, it's super fun. I really like this sort of builder list. It's very elite though, so you just get a couple of things not go your way. You lose unit 6 8-bound, which is like 300 points to go, so it's quite a lot. But yeah, I really enjoyed the list though, and I would definitely use it again.